Hello, thank you. Welcome back to my research methods tutorials, please. Here I'm dealing about research methods tutorials about the what the research is, what about the types here. Thank you. Now, starting from the definitions, what research is here? Research is a search for knowledge. It is a search for knowledge through objective and a systematic method of finding a solution to a problem. What you call it research. Research, in a sense, is what you call it searching for knowledge. What's what for extra knowledge, for a new innovative knowledge, maybe like that. But searching for knowledge through objective and systematic methods of finding a solution to existing problems. What you call it research. Thank you. It is a systematic approach concerning generalization and formulation of a theory. It may be generalizing, it may be formulating a theory, what existing thoughts, such kind of thoughts can be generalized and formulated by using what you call it research. This is the basic about research. Now, let me proceed to types of research. There is plenty of criteria are there to classify research in different categories. Now here, we can see the conceptual versus empirical research. Now, what conceptual research is here means it is related to some abstract idea or theory. It is related to some abstract idea or theory. It's generally used by philosophers. It's generally used by what you call it philosophers and thinkings to develop new concepts and reinterpret existing ones. What conceptual research here is that it's about the concept to interpret, justify the existing concepts and develop new norms to existing thoughts, what you call it conceptual research. Here, what about empirical research means it relies on experience or observation alone without due regard for system and theory. It is about its empirics, what's called observation alone. It is a data-based research coming up with conclusions which are capable of being verified by observation or experiment, what you call it empirical research. Thank you. And here we can proceed to next classifications of research, what you call it here quantitative versus qualitative research. In quantitative research is about for those which are quantified in numbers in a quantity manner, which measurable manner, based on measurement of quantity or amount, what you call it quantitative research. It is about based on the measurable amounts, right? It is based on measurable amounts, what you call it measurement of quantity, amount. It is applicable to phenomena that can be expressed in terms of quantity, in terms of quantity. Yes, it is in terms of expressed in terms of quantity. Now, what about qualitative experiment research here means it is concerned with qualitative phenomena, that is phenomena relating to or involving quality or kind, what's called behavior, what you call it, that's not measurable in number-wise. They are quite expressed in some qualitative measurement ideas, what you call it qualitative research. It aims at discovering the underlying motives and desires using in-depth interviews for the purpose. These in-depth interviews for purpose discovering underlying motives in desiring to have in-depth interviews and purposive systematic approach and experimental sampling techniques also it is called qualitative research. It is majorly based on qualitative behaviors. Thank you. And the second classification here is that applied versus fundamental research. Applied research aims at finding a solution for an intermediate problem facing a society or an industrial or business organization. It's called applied research. This applied research is conducted for a specific case issues, to find a solution to an intermediate problems facing facing the society or organizations or industries or manufacturing some sectors. That means within a specified case studies conducted within action. That's called applied research. Thank you. When we deal about the fundamental research, it is about fundamental research is another name is known basic or pure research. It is another name. It's another name is that's called basic or pure research. It's mainly concerned with organizations and with the formulation of a theory, with the formulation of a theory, right? How to formulate a theory, how to have a new pure basic research that's called fundamental research. They have a basic roots, they have pure roots that not dependency on others. They are not conducted for a specific case laws. That is fundamental research varies from applied or action research. Thank you. The central aim of direct toward finding information that has a broad base. That has a broad base. It is about basics of fundamental research. So existing, applications and the broad base of applications, and has just adds to the already existing organized body of scientific knowledge. It is basically what it's pure, right? It's pure, and thus adds already existing organized scientific knowledge. It adds some scientific knowledge to existing organized body of knowledge. What's called pure research, right? It's pure research. Thank you. When you go about descriptive versus analytical research, descriptive research, it is about describing things and fact-finding inquiries of different kinds. And the major purpose of descriptive research here is that description, right? It is a description of the methods utilized that are survey methods of all kinds, and including comparative and correlational methods. What you call it, the major method that descriptive research uses here is that methods of survey methods, right? Survey methods. It is about survey methods. It's about survey analysis. It's a log. It's about what about the physical objectives in a progress. That by having a survey, a direct survey in a contact, right? Like that, it can be conducted. That you call it descriptive research, right? It's called descriptive research. What about analytical research? The researcher has to use facts or information already available. Yeah, it's about analysis-based research, right? Analysis-based research. The researcher has to use facts or information already available. Yeah, it is already available. The researcher is noted of having a survey-based outlook. It is about the facts, information already available, and analyze this to make a critical evaluation of material state of affairs as it exists at present. Yeah, state of about research for those state of affairs that are existing in a present scenario. It's called analytical research. Analytical research. What about descriptive studies here says? Descriptive study research is a type of research. Yeah, it's about, as I clarified before, it is a type of research that describes population, maybe human population, right? Maybe what situation, maybe a phenomenon that is being studied. That's called descriptive studies. The describing those, right? It focus on answering how, which special answers the questions, WH questions, right? How, when, what, and where questions if a research problem rather than why, right? Rather than why, rather than why. The variety of data collection methods may be used alone or in combination to answer the types of questions guided descriptive research. Yeah, a number of data collection methods are here used to gather basic information for analysis to solve a basic predefined problem here, right, in descriptive research. And some of the more common methods include that's called surveys. Yeah, surveys there, right? What surveys? What about interviews, observations, case studies, and another portfolios included in descriptive research. Thank you. What about in statistics-based analysis? When you deal about it's quantitative data are typically analyzed, right? What's analyzed? Quantitative data. What is quantitative data? Quantitative data is data that measurable, right? That's measurable. Typically analyzed. Yeah, it's analyzed in descriptive statistics, right? In descriptive statistics, it's analyzed in quantitative data, number, right? Number in percentage, like that. Analysis is known as quantitative. It is in sorry in quantitative research, right? So, using quantitative data, researchers may describe characteristics, yeah, behavior of a sample or population in the sense of percentage, yeah, percentage of population belong to different racial, ethnic groups, percentage of low-income family that receive different government services, averages, it uses averages, right, averages. It can be a quantitative based, quantified amounts of things are expressed in terms of what? Quantified amounts of yeah, quantified amounts of quantified amounts of measurements that are expressed in terms of averages, percentages, by using what you call it, the analysis, data analysis expression softwares and tools like that, a histogram, pie chart. By using like that sort of express analysis has done, it's called average analysis like that. Averages it can use in numbering form, right? Averages in numbering form it can use. So here what we think we have to focus is about what about descriptive studies is yeah, it is as we have seen it, and in comparable to qualitative data such as narrative data collected as part of a case study may be used to organize, classify, and identify patterns of behavior attained as characteristics group. Let's call it yeah, in numbers of organize, classify, identify patterns of behaviors also can be used in quantitative data. Using major scientific classification of plants, animals, periodic table elements, characteristics, components of subject are evaluated and used to determine how they are classified. Yeah, how they are classified. Yeah, in this kind of expression also it can be analyzed. Yeah, data analysis can be done in descriptive research. What about the assessment studies? What do you call it? Assessment research. Yeah, there is also research called assessment research is also there. Right? In assessment research or in assessment studies, what is here is done is that in assessment studies, what is done is that typically confined to one group, one campus, one group. Yes, one group. In that case, purpose is to collect information. What is its basic purpose? To collect information, right? To collect information for for improvement to that particular area of interest. Yeah, for a specific area of interest, for a specific area of interest, for a particular area of interest, to collect information is the purpose here, what assessment studies should be conducted. Assessment rarely, or in some cases, would set up an experimental design to test hypothesis. Yeah, hypothesis testing can also be done in assessment studies. Okay, and what about the direct, indirect methods of assessment? Yeah, there are two types of assessment in assessment studies. Direct assessment methods and indirect assessment methods are there. There are many assessment methods, right? There are many assessment methods to consider. They tend to fall into one or two categories, direct, indirect. Direct means any process employed to gather data which requires participants or demonstrates knowledge, behavior throughout process is known as direct method. Using indirect method, it is employed to gather data that takes participants to reflect upon their knowledge, behaviors, or through process. Okay, evaluation research and another files are there. And for now, thank you. It is enough for today. And thank you. We'll come back to this discussion is by next times. Thank you.